Well, last week I went to the Digital Humanities studio for Jing, and well, Jing pretty much is awesome. It was very easy to learn. I downloaded it the night before the studio and played around with it a little bit. Didn't do any video capturing, but I just kind of got used to the features and all that. And then on Friday morning, we did a little run through in the studio, and then Chris Pajecki, and I used Jing to analyze excerpts from the Emancipation Proclamation for presumably a U.S. history class of some kind. And what we did was Chris read a section that might give students trouble, either from complex wording or from what it actually means in historical context. And then he kind of turned it over to me, and I gave my interpretation of what I thought Abraham Lincoln meant by what he said. And so we took the approach of using Jing to kind of give students a quick tutorial to a important historical document from American history. But really there's so much other stuff that you can do with Jing that I've kind of been thinking about. I mean, you can use it to narrate text and draw out questions that students might be having with the document. But you can also use it to model reading strategies, to give verbal and visual directions to a class. Somebody made a point last week during the studio about Jing kind of gives you the ability to have two teachers in the room at the same time, while you can have the video playing directions or explaining, modeling what you want the students to do. You can in fact be moving around the room, checking on them, passing out materials, etc. So you're kind of doing two things at once, and it's almost like giving you an extra set of eyes and ears. So that's another way I could definitely see myself using it. Something else I was thinking about was that you could probably use Jing depending on how much access your students have to computers and the internet outside of school. You could use Jing in the context of, say, an outside project where you could have one or more Jing clips that the students can access for kind of a bank of instructions, of models as they carry out some kind of project, rather than everybody coming into class every day and bombarding the teacher with questions about how do I do this, or what exactly do you want me to do here, etc. You can kind of have these things available for reference. Yeah, like I said, Jing is incredibly easy to use. It didn't take very long at all to figure out the ins and outs. There's a lot of stuff I think that I haven't explored yet in terms of the features, but for the most part, capturing video, capturing screenshots is very straightforward, and yeah, this is definitely something that I can see myself using. I'm already starting to think about ways that I can incorporate Jing into activities and lesson plans for my early field experience. So I'm pretty excited to have seen Jing. and hopefully the rest of the studios I go to will be equally as beneficial.